And tonight I am delighted that we've got James Quinn back from Fusion Furniture. Last time we really had a good show. But one of the things I want to talk to you about, James, is look, when we last spoke, you'd just been taken over, or Neil had sold the business. Okay.
Correct.
And the new owner wanted to bring some major changes in. Before we go into the presentation, how are them changes? Have they? I'm going to ask you the question: is it for the better? It's certainly not going to be for the worst. You wouldn't ever say that, but how's it really going?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like with any business, when you take new ownership, there's always a few teething problems. It's natural. But I'd say, to be honest, it's been one step back to go many forward, and we keep going forward. I don't want to give too much away because I'll be talking a lot of, in the presentation about a lot of the new changes and strategies we've implemented. So, but yeah, I'd say it's the better. Absolutely.
You seem to have a smile back on your face. Here comes Roger Lancaster, late as never. I'm going to get him when he comes in the door. Yeah. Hi, Roger. You're late as usual. Yeah, I can see him on my screen. Yeah. I thought I'd get him on that one. He's always picking on me. So, James, coming back to your, I know what's coming. Yeah, because I saw the brochure. One of the questions I was asked the other day was that, are you doing a bit of what we call a advice service on design? Have you got that off the ground yet?
Yeah, well, we are doing a sort of a mini consultation, because a lot of the time, now especially we've expanded the range as well, is people are sort of maybe struggling to decide what they want to put with their current decor scheme. So we're happy to advise. We'll say what colour is flooring, what colour walls, have you done a feature wall? And then we can offer, say, 5 or 6 different choices, maybe even water it down to 2.
Yeah.
And some people even say, look, you guys obviously know what you're doing. What do you think? And people can call up and we'll give free advice. Absolutely not a problem. We've got Lisa in our office, who's a qualified interior designer, and she's here to help, even if I'm not sure. But I'm pretty dab-handed at myself now, I'd like to say so.
And can I ask you a question? I've just seen a notice come up saying that he's sounding like a robot. He's sounding perfect to me. Is he okay for you, James, Paul? And then
it's good. Yeah, it says there that it sounds as if he's in the bathroom. I think you're in a small echoey room there, James. But otherwise,
can people just give a thumbs up if he's sounding okay? Because I don't want people to miss this. Yeah, I can see some thumbs going up. Yeah, it's fine. Can the member that said that, I couldn't read who it was, if you want to log back in and log back out, it might be your system. So just log back out and log back in straight away and you'll be fine, hopefully. Okay, so James, as people now are all clocking in, and joining us, so you talked about the interior designer. Is that available for LMPG members to give some hints and tips?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with any questions, give us a call. The advice is free. We don't charge. Obviously, if you approach an interior design company, they will charge straight away for their sort of IP on things. So give us a call. We're here to help. We want the business, so we've got to be helpful. We'll go the extra mile, and we will spend a lot of time with you. Helping you decide what you need. We'll look at floor plans if you're not sure. I understand that a lot of people are doing this remotely. They've maybe got a project manager in Sheffield. You're based in London, and you're relying on their sort of choices and what they think maybe. Send us the floor plan. We've got an A3 printer. We'll print it off, scale it down, and we'll advise you what we think will fit in the property, as well as what we think will look good as well.
Okay, that's really, really good. And one of the things, I've known you probably 6 years now, James.
Yeah, it will be that long. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna pay you a big compliment. You are probably one of the most helpfulest partners that we have. You always go that extra mile. And I'm going to tell a little story. Mistakes happen. And they were up in Manchester, and this member actually rang me to tell me a story about James not too long ago. There was a damaged side cabinet. James actually got in his car from Manchester and drove it all the way down to London. She said, I really couldn't believe it. So you always, and I'm not blowing smoke up your backside either. You know me. One of the things I always try to do is be very honest with my members. But I can honestly say, if you are thinking of buying furniture, give James a shout. I only ever talk to James. Yeah. So that's my own personal view. I just deal with James. If I need a hand or I need something or some advice about planning and whatever, honestly, talk to James. He's such a lovely guy, but he really goes that extra mile for you. So I just want to say that before you start your presentation. And we've known each other now 6 years. And another member's just come up and said, very good customer service. Thank you, Richard. And I'm not the only one who says it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'm not the only one who says it. So compliment to you, that is, James. Off you go, James. Start your presentation.
Well, that's a characteristic we obviously don't want to lose, and we want to keep. And it actually, just to expand on that, it happened today. A lady, thought she'd ordered some cushions and throws for a property. For some reason, it got lost in translation. We didn't know whose mistake it was. Had a photographer turning up there tomorrow at 10:30, so managed to reschedule a team, get the order together, and we're going down there for 8 o'clock in the morning to deliver them, so they're there in good time. And that's happening tomorrow morning. So we make mistakes, we all do, and it's obviously how you put them right that's important.
No, absolutely.
Cool.
So, Anthony, is he going to take the screen or?
Yeah, I hope so. I've got the presentation as well, but do you want to give it a go, James?
Yeah, okay. Right, okay.
This could be a disaster giving him the screen.
Well, good evening, everyone. As Nick's kind of introduced me, my name's James from Fusion Furniture Solutions. We've been an LMPG partner for 6 years now. And we obviously sell furniture packages to landlords. We've went through a lot of changes recently, websites, brochures and products. And I will give you a little tour about where we are now, what we've got and what's coming soon as well. Perfect.
Great.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Start again. My name is James from Fusion Furniture Solutions. And as Nick touched on earlier, we have a new owner. With that came a lot of new initiatives. One of them being we've obviously rebranded with a new logo and a new website and some new brochures. And we've also inputted investment in new vans, and we've massively opened up the product availability as well. So if I go on to the next slide, I want to show you the brochures. These are our new brochures, and there's one for each market sector. We have a buy-to-let brochure, we have a HMO brochure, and a service accommodation brochure, all of which are available to download from our website under the relevant section, and also available to view and download from the LMPG member area as well.
Of the website, good.
On the website, beg your pardon. Now, within the brochures, there is a way of showing how packages can be done on a guest ready basis, so you can have everything you need to get going, which is perfect for people who haven't got time and they want to leverage the whole exercise out to ourselves, where we'll come supply, deliver and install all in one day. And we need about a 7 to 10 day lead time to get that all done, and which is pretty phenomenal, really.
Yeah, I'm going to say, so is the realistic lead time 7 to 10 days?
Yeah, absolutely. And we always try to make it that way, even if we have to, occasionally put teams on Saturdays. We'll always try to fit clients into our diary when they need it.
Okay.
And if we can't, we'll have absolutely exhausted every other option.
Okay.
And it's a shame I really can't share my screen, so I wanted to give a sort of a quick guided tour of the website. Do you mind if I have another go, guys? Is that okay?
This is the definition of madness, James.
Yes.
One last chance.
talk him through it, Anthony, quickly.
If you hit that green button at the bottom, center of the bottom of your screen, what you want to do is you want to pick the option, the top left. So you'll have the one that just says screen. That means that we can see absolutely everything that you're showing, rather than an individual window.
Now,
perfect. So can everyone see the brochure?
yes.
Yep.
Excellent. Right. Okay. I will now take you guys through one of our new brochures, if that's okay.
Of course.
Excellent. Right. So as you can see, first things first, on the front page, a new range, which is, we call that Stoneflow range. And the wood's got a lot more detail in it than the previous stocks did, which are the warm wood grains. Now, we used to only have, historically, 5 different colours to choose from, which many of the guys that have been a member for a few years will realise. We only did the 5 choices. And one criticism we did have was people wanted to buy from us, but they were sort of apprehensive that a lot of other people were, and properties were starting to look kind of the same. So to react to that, we have opened up the availability and the floodgates in some respects by offering one wood grain collection, 5 colours. There's 4 different packages, one for professionals, which is here. If you obviously have professional tenants, you know, bed, wardrobe, chest, bedside, and the price breaks here depending on how many rooms you're doing. We also do a space saver version. So if you have a small room, but you still want to get a 4-foot bed in there, you can go for that option. And we put a wardrobe in, which has got drawers underneath. And you can also have storage under the bed as well. So it gives them somewhere to put their suitcases and, well, anything else they want, really. Another new collection here, which is new generation. So you can see how those colours are very modern looking and nicely finished with the oak top and a silver cup handle. And we do those in 2 different coloured blues and a grey as well now. You see the swatches here. They're all the different colours you can have within that range. And the Stoneflow is there again it's in charcoal, rust, and concrete. Now, perhaps the most interesting part of what we're doing with all these different colours is the sort of Be Creative section, where you can sort of bespoke it in some respects to whatever you want to look different, to theme it with your existing decor. And there's probably 15 different colours now, I'd say, 4 different handles. You can have the top of the item, an oak, which seems very popular at the moment with its dark or this gold colour. And then you can either have the sides and the front one colour with a choice of handle, or you can do like the one at the back here where they've used espresso oak with gold arbor oak with a black handle. That kind of gives you maybe a sort of a rustic industrial look in some ways. With all those different combinations, there's about hundreds of different ones, to be honest. We think this is helpful as well. I mean, within the packages, you will get a double wardrobe, a 3-drawer chest. These are the common items. But if you've got rooms that are an awkward size, we can do other things as well, like make the wardrobes bigger. This area here, we have chest of drawers that are maybe 60 wide instead of 75. Again, it just means it's a bit more adaptable to different individual needs and requirements. You've also got here some new beds that we've launched. This is called the Miami, and this one the Liberty. Now you'll see they've got a footboard as well. And with a lot of people doing HMOs, well, and I say it's either market really. I think the emphasis is on making yourself look different, stand out from the crowd, and I suppose really get the eyes on the advert that you're putting up on Airbnb or spare room, etc. And these just make your offerings stand out a little bit more and appeal to the right target market. Obviously, you've got your accessories on the right hand side. The kitchen electrical pack. That is the most popular thing we sell, like as accessories go, ancillary, if you want to call it, for want of a better phrase, because it comes with absolutely everything you need to get tenant or guest ready in the kitchen. And yes, okay, it's $499 if you're an LMPG member, because you save 10% on that price. But if you went and got all of those items yourself, it will take you the best part of the day, and you're left with all the empty boxes to discard, and it's a right pain. A lot of people leverage that out to us. Now, it's getting more exciting now as we come into the accessories. Now, look at all those different variations you've got there. We've got 5 different pattern cushions, so you can create a look using one of the plain ones from the right hand side, where we used to just have the plain ones. So obviously it looks a bit more interesting now. The artwork we've updated to have all these new black frame canvases, which again look modern. We've purposefully had those done to match in with the cushions, as you can see. And I'm also going to put my neck on the line and say I'm pretty sure we're the first furniture company to officially have launched artificial plants that actually look like real plants. So artificial plants don't. These ones are really nice, and they will set the room off really nicely. Not so many HMOs, but they're very popular in serviced accommodation. Seems to draw people in. Mirrors, you just used to be able to order that one, and that was it. The one on the top left here. But now there's another 4 you can choose. There's round ones as well. And now lamps. Again, the one on the bottom right, I don't know if you can see that, that was the original one, but now we're offering more. Now, the only problem we've had with the pandemic in terms of stock, and I was mentioning this to the guys the other day, is lamps. Everything else, touch wood, we've had a really good run of it. There might have been a problem with the handle a month ago, but it seems we keep dodging the bullet a little bit. And I know other furniture companies that rely on imports are struggling for obvious reasons. And thankfully we're not, and hopefully we're obviously gaining some business because of it. But most importantly, we're not letting people down, which is what we're about. And just scanning down, you'll see these desk lamps. One of which, actually, if you order a desk off us in March, we're going to be doing a exclusive LMPG member promotion on, where if you order a desk, you'll get a free desk lamp. Now, because of the problem with the lamps, we can't always guarantee it'll be one of those. It may be this one or another, but we'll obviously, send you a picture of what you're going to be receiving at the time of order. We've got the different floor lamps as well. Rugs, as you can see, lots of different styles. Now, obviously, some of them are, quite expensive, but these rugs are of real high quality. And again, especially in serviced accommodation, it's really important that you're getting your rooms looking like, really top notch, because a lot of people are doing it at the moment. And you would obviously make sure that you're going to get, good reviews at the end of the day. Again, throws, we used to do this one. Now we have another 5. And as you can imagine, you really can't mix and match between the two to give yourselves a really unique sort of looking property. And no one's going to say, oh, that looks the same as everybody else's. There's just so much to choose from now. I mean, in all fairness, we probably could do more, but we've got to draw the line somewhere. And I just think, and I'm happy to be told, it's going to be too much. We want to be hit a sweet spot where we're offering enough, but not too much. So we can still have control over it, not make the decision of what you're going to be putting in, too much for people that there's too much choice and they can't decide. And hopefully we're hitting a sweet spot there, to be honest, guys. That was our sort of ambition with it.
It looks good.
So beg pardon?
I said it's a huge improvement on what you had before. If you remember last year, it was said a few times that the biggest criticism for Fusion was that if you stepped into a Fusion property, or a property that Fusion had kitted out, you knew as soon as you walked in the door, because it'd be the same kind of sofa, the same kind of you know, furniture, wardrobes, beds, that sort of thing. So it's, you know, a little overdue to branch out, but you've really gone for it, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I suppose we haven't done it in baby steps either. We've kind of went from, I suppose, in some respects, one extreme to the other. And yeah, like I said, apart from the lapse, we're coping very well with you know, it's a seismic change in the dynamics of the business to be able to do all this. And it's even like with the sofas. I mean, our sort of top quality sofa, the Knutsford, this one here on the bottom right. You can actually have that in a blue, but with green piping, grey piping, yellow piping. There's so many different ways you can have that, and there's more coming as well. I mean, it's going to be great. Like I said, we'll have to draw the line somewhere, but some items may not be popular, and it's going to be trial and error, you know, with some of them as well. So I'm just going to attempt to get this screen back up, if I may. Right, can everyone see that?
Yeah, great stuff.
Excellent. Okay, I just wanted to sort of touch
Put it in
on
presentation mode.
Sorry?
Put it in presentation mode.
There we go.
Well done.
Yeah. So these are all this is like, you know, what I suppose almost looks like a mood board. Obviously, this isn't a scheme that we've put together. So obviously, it's not complimentary, but you can just see all the different items that we're trying to achieve. And what we've done now, is we've created our first two off-the-shelf interior design packages, where we've got one here called the Marble Edit, and we selected items that we sell to give you an off-the-shelf interior design package, and we can use that for SA or HMO. You can see the one on the right-hand side, one called the Palms. We've got others coming. We've got an Art Deco one we're going to be launching, maybe one with a coastal theme as well. And we're going to be offering six off-the-shelf packages. So once one's been kind of sold or sold too many of in a way, or becomes a bit dated, we'll recycle it with a fresh one. And that way, you know, it's totally hands off. And so, in some respects, you don't have to have the extra expense of appointing an interior designer, which can obviously cost quite a bit of money. As I mentioned earlier, you're welcome to send us floor plans, send us a walkthrough video. We're very helpful. We'll look at these. We'll send you our opinion back. We always encourage that you obviously work with us to make sure that things will fit as well. And if we've got a question, we may need to speak to your project manager. And yes, it takes time on our behalf, but I just think if you're looking after people, you know, it's just an epitome of our customer service. And I just think it's personally something we should be doing more of. And you know, this is some examples of packages we've done over the last sort of 3 to 6 months of how it can look once you've you know, used Fusion furniture to furnish your property. And as you can see, looks amazing. Let's be honest. You know, this is a lot different to where we were before. I don't know if there's any members watching that have been here using Fusion from 4 or 5 years ago, but hopefully you're looking at the screen, nodding your head, thinking, you know, wow, these guys have really turned things around.
Yeah, I think you have. The only thing that I did like in that picture was your boss going like that. Yeah, it's after spending a day with you, James.
That's on payday, Nick. You know it's like. So, for the new members out there that have not used Fusion before, hopefully after seeing all those fantastic products that we now offer, you've got no excuse but to give us a try. And I just wanted to obviously remind everyone as well, really, that when you order off Fusion, you will get a full comprehensive installation service, which means we turn up, we'll take all the furniture in, we'll put it in the rooms, put it where you want in the rooms, we'll hang the pictures on the walls, we'll make the beds up, obviously if you buy the accessories, if you don't need to work, won't be there. But you know, whatever you buy from us, we will put in and dress. And we also take all the packaging away, which is a bit of a godsend, as you can imagine. And truly it's left guest ready, tenant ready, ready for your photographer, whichever way you want to look at it, and depending on what service you need. Now, 95% of our, it says all our furniture made there. It's a little white lie. It's actually 95% is UK made. Pretty much everything apart from a few of the coffee tables, and obviously the accessories are imported, but your sofas, your bedroom furniture, your beds, the bulk of it is all made here in the UK. And one of the main factors is enabling us to produce all these different lines of bedroom furniture is the fact that it is our factory now. We've created our own factory, so we've got full control over the supply, the stock, the parts, the delivery. So we're not going to turn around and say, sorry, you can't have that. It hasn't come in on the last container, or the container's held up, or there's a problem, which I know other businesses have had, unfortunately, in the last 18 months. And, thankfully, with us putting in, UK made products, which are stronger, are more robust. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive than what you'll buy imported from China, but it's like anything else, buy bad, buy twice. And we want to hit a point where we're looked as great value for money for what we're putting in. And I've heard stories from some members, and hopefully some of the members watching now have experienced this, where you'll have bought products from Fusion 5-6 years ago, and they'll still be lasting now. And they should last longer than 6 years if they're looked after properly. If they don't, there's a problem. Like we touched on before the presentation, our aftercare and customer service is what's really been a massive factor in helping us get to where we are as a growing business. When we started up with LMPG, we were probably doing maybe 2 vans a day, and now we're up to 7. Sometimes again 6 days a week, not 5. And we want to look after our existing customers as much as we want to welcome new. So I think if you're going to grow as a business, you have to consider that. And we will go above and beyond if it's crazy ways of helping people, but I think it goes a long way.
Do we get that from you, James? We do get that.
And I think one thing we are guilty of, which I do need to improve on, to be honest, and I'm sure that you guys at LMPG will agree, is we need to start being more local and visible on the LMPG Facebook page, which is our intention for the next 12 months. Now the website's built, the brochures are done, we can really get our teeth into being available on there, putting monthly promotions on, and interacting with the members. So hopefully myself, Paul, one of my colleagues who's going to be helping me on the social media side, will be there to answer any queries on the Facebook page and putting in any new offers as well. So that's one area I know we need to obviously tighten up on. And
no, I think you do a great job, but because you're so busy, you don't always have time to get on and sort of go on our social media page. So
that is one of the problems. I suppose only so many hours in the day, and I kick myself sometimes knowing that I've neglected it. And I know I probably shouldn't beat myself up about it, but I know I need to be on there more, to be honest, and we will be. Yeah.
And one of the things is, how quickly do you turn customers round? So from a point of view, I ring up today, and I speak to you, James, and we have a discussion, and I will say, well, I want that. You put the kind of package together. How quickly can you turn it around? So
if somebody calls up and they're really desperate, we get it every so often. I've just got keys. It's a rent to rent. My rent starts today. I need the soonest availability you've got now. If they're happy to have what we've got in stock, which in all fairness is most things, if someone asked me today, I could probably get them a delivery this Friday if they really needed that quick. We'd rather not rush it, but if somebody was that desperate, we'd do it. We'd find a way. So they'd be obviously on top of my desk, and we'll make it happen. Generally speaking, 10 days is perfect. I suppose it's the old mantra of perfect planning prevents poor performance. We've done next day before. So the sort of the 10-day lead time is kind of a rough guide. If people need it quicker, well, more often than not, we find a way.
Okay, good. Yeah, because one of the things that I've noticed is I get very little issues, people ringing up the office about your service levels. I just want to put that over there. James, I hope you don't mind me saying, but everybody in their office has come on today and he's still taking calls, but their office has been closed for the last 4 days. Am I correct in saying that? They've all got COVID.
Yeah, from going to watch the football.
They have been out, so they've all got COVID and they're all working from home. So thank you for coming on tonight as well.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. I'm just glad I've managed to get the slides up, because it's as you can see, I've really wanted to show the members, what we're about now, because I think we've probably been underselling ourselves for a little while, and hopefully, people are going to see us in a different light, and we can save people money, which is what it's all about. You can commission us to do a high-end property for you using one of the ready-made packs. We can help you choose accessories. We've got some of those beds with those headboards, those feature headboards, are probably £300 or £400 to buy in the shops. The £99 from us, and you save 10% off that as well. So it's like £89 for a floor standing feature headboard. It's phenomenally cheap, and it's definitely one of the upgrades. I don't like to try sell loads of people, all the upgrades just to try and make the value higher. I'll actually say, I don't think you need that. Why don't you do that instead? And hopefully people appreciate the honesty of when you say, no, you don't need that, save you money, and don't you want me to buy that? I'm like, no, buy this instead. This will actually work better for you. So we're a bit like that as well.
And then one of the things someone said, they wanted a sample and it took ages to come. Trust me, if you ever have an issue, you get hold of James. If you can't get hold of James, you ring us and then we'll get hold of James. One of the things I'm really proud of from James and Fusion Furniture is their service. I can't always say that everything's going to go smoothly, but I can tell you when James is on the case, we never get any recall back to say that James hasn't looked after him. So all I can do is if there's been issues in the past, all you've got to do is get in contact with James. If you can't get hold of James, you contact us and we'll give James a nudge. And I'm really quite proud of that, because I know James quite personally. And like I said, we've known James, excuse me, for 6 years. So one of the things I was going to say, James, is I saw a little message come up on my screen. I will ask you, how much is the delivery cost? Or do you charge a delivery cost?
We try our best not to. I mean, I don't like charging people delivery. I really don't. So what we try and do to get around it is, the rule is you may spend over £2,000 to get free delivery. But if someone calls up and they want a bed to quite a common area there for us to deliver, we're always busy down there. Say Reading, they want a bed in Reading. Now normally that should be say £299 for the bed, the basic Latchmere bed. You'll save 10% on that. We should charge by rights £99 delivery, but
Jesus.
But we don't often do that. It's very, very rare. Now, what I'll say to people is, look, if you're not urgent for it, if you can wait a week till I'm passing, I'll bring it in and put it in no charge, no problem. If you need it tomorrow, we're not in the area, and you really need it on an express delivery, and I've got to send a van with just a bed from Cheshire to Reading, obviously we'll have to charge. We'll probably still lose on that job, but it gets it done. But if people are ordering smaller items or one-offs, if you can just give us a little bit of time to get it to you, we'll try and create a win-win where we can do free delivery. Not a problem.
Because you're passing that way anyway. And
Okay.
yeah, and again, somebody said to me the other day, if you want just one mattress or you want a couple of mattresses, yeah, James, I wouldn't ring you. Am I wrong in thinking that? Because I'll just go to a bed store, because on mattresses, you can pick them up for 50 quid, £100. I'm not in the HMO market, so please, if I'm wrong in saying that, yeah, that's just my view. Am I correct?
I was a little bit more. The 149, obviously, you'll save again.
£149 for double bed.
149, less 10%. Obviously, you got VAT on that, but with that, if we're in the area, we'll often try and do a deal where we'll maybe take the old one away. If we need to charge, we'll do it cheap. There's no sort of set rule. I suppose the rule of thumb is we try and do it so it works for us and it works for the customer. And like I said earlier, create that win-win. If we can remove an old one for you, the other bed company may not. We can do that for say £25. We might just include that in with the deal if we can.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You said £149 a bed.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question. I wish my double bed cost me £149.
No. Mattress.
No, I'm talking about a mattress.
Yeah.
Is that a real cheap end? Is that going to last?
No.
I thought mattresses were like £400 or £500.
No, that mattress, just to be absolutely clear, it works out 100. This is LMPG price, 160.92 with the VAT.
Yeah.
Now I've got that mattress in my spare room at home, where I end up quite a bit. And I've probably had one about.
I got that.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
And I've probably had the Fusion semi-orthopedic one, which is our entry level, which is still a very good quality, bear in mind. I've probably had it over 3 years now, no problem. I mean, yes, I could have bought the top of the range one for another £100 or so extra, but we sell about with the beds, obviously, usually about 25 to 40 beds go out a day, so that's quite a lot. I'm struggling to find when I'd someone last complain about a mattress. I think maybe one
I was in we went shopping and we were going window shopping, and my missus dragged me into a bed shop and I nearly fell off my freaking chair. There was one mattress there, £900 for not one a king size, it was a double. The king size was like £1,100. I said, what's he got on it? Yeah, I know nothing about beds. My bed, I think 9 years ago, was like 500 quid, I think.
I mean, our mattresses, we put our standard ones into Airbnbs. Some of them are fairly high end, charging a good nightly rate.
Okay, all right.
And if you go on TripAdvisor, the end user, obviously their guests, I've got a collage with guest reviews of where I know we furnished that property, and they lay testament to how comfortable the beds are, and you can't really get a better reference.
No,
than that, really?
I know nothing about beds, so I just there was a comment about beds, so because I wouldn't have a clue about the price of beds, and that's why if there's an issue or someone's thinking, oh, I thought you was expensive, then I'm going to bring this conversation up. Yeah, let's head these issues straight on, head on.
Most importantly, your tenants, your guests will should never complain unless they're just being fussy to try and get a discount or a free hit off you. No one should ever complain about our mattresses, and I mean that sincerely. I really do.
Okay. All right, good. What's
now,
next?
What I would like to bring up, if I may, is
of course.
One product we used to get complained about most frequently was the kitchen electrical pack, because it comes in pre-boxed as sort of like a hamper from a supplier. Is we had little control over the quality of the knives and forks and other bits and pieces. Now, I have addressed this actually this year, and we're going to be offering a new upgraded version where you will get a bigger oven tray. In fact, you're going to get two. There is going to be a knife block. There is going to be an extra chopping board. We're going to really overhaul the whole package to make it work for HMO and SA, because obviously guests are a little bit generally more fussy than HMO tenants. So one pack does need to fit all, and we'd rather do it higher end and make it work for both markets, because even HMO tenants are becoming a lot more discerning now as well. They expect more.
Yep. Okay, good.
I saw a question there about Zipling beds.
Yes. Do you do zip beds?
100% we sell Zipling beds. We do a 5-foot version, which splits into 2 small singles, and we do a 6-foot version, which splits into 2 standard size singles. And the beds that you can see on our brochure and website, all of those can be done as a Zipling bed.
What's a Zipling bed?
It's, you know, when you stay in a hotel, you can either have it as 2 singles or as a king. So if you've got, say if you've got a 2-bed serviced apartment, you probably really, if you can fit them in, want to put a Zipling bed in each. So you can accommodate 4 contractors, 5 if you've got a sofa bed, or you can have, you know, mum, dad on one together, separate the other 2 and put two children in there, and maybe an elder child in the living room. So within service accommodation, it just gives you a bigger dynamic to hit a bigger target market when you go and going out on the portals.
Anthony, got any questions for him?
Yeah, so another one is just about what do you do, and it's corner sofas. Have you got any of those available?
Yeah, we can do, again, all of our sofas are adaptable. So where you've probably seen a corner sofa, there is one on our website. Any other sofas can be done as a corner sofa. So you can pick your range, whether it be Roma, Baltimore, Avalon, Knutsford, Milano, and sounds like a pizza, that last one. I might have to change the name. But anyway, you can alter them to have them as a chaise, as a corner, a full corner. You can even, we wait for this, guys, right? What if I told everyone you could order a corner sofa, tell me you wanted it 230 by 210, and I'll deliver it in 2 weeks. The DFS will make you wait till Christmas. You can have it as a sofa bed as well.
Did he like telling us that?
He loved that.
Did he enjoy telling us that one?
I nearly said DFDS, but that's the C line, isn't it?
Yeah, and then someone else has commented as well, sort of saying that on your website, actually, you can see all of the individual items. Now, I'm not sure actually the accessibility for that because you've got so many combinations, what you can do with the website. I had no idea that all your sofas you could customize to such a degree, to be honest, James.
We can. In all fairness, the website does need a little bit of updating with all these sort of finer points. We got that stage where the old one was that old and that historic with no relevance to what we're about now, versus putting the new one on sort of 98% complete. We just wanted to roll it out, and we just need to do a little bit more titivation on the website to make sure we're not missing anything out or missing a trick.
But otherwise, you can see the vast majority of your products on there individually, can't you?
Absolutely. But please don't always use your website. Phone us up. We like to speak to people and answer any questions. It's never a problem. If there's something you want that isn't on there, please call and ask. We're here to help at the end of the day.
Okay.
There's a few questions about leasing. So
yes, off you go, James.
Well, let me ask this specific question first, and then the next one is, how does leasing work? So I'll let you go into that one. But
yeah,
first he said, I'm looking to temporarily dress 3 rooms for a short period until it'll be completely refurbed in a year's time. Do you sell end of lease furniture at all?
We don't sell end of lease furniture or do rental furniture, unfortunately. It's something that we get asked for occasionally, but I really love to be able to do it. But when you rent your furniture, you kind of have to make a double logistic trip, find somewhere to store it, grade it, and then trying to make sure it looks good and ties in with whatever people want it to work with. And it's really difficult for us to sort of implement that. If there's ever a way, or if anyone's got another idea, I'm open to it, but it's something we'd like to do. But I just think there's a lot of companies that don't do it just because from a logistical point of view, it almost ends up costing you the same as what it would be if you were to buy a normal package, to be honest.
Did you just say drain it there?
Sorry?
Did you say drain it?
No?
Oh, it sounded
I
like,
thought he said that.
yeah. Jesus, I thought that, I didn't want to get into the implications of that. Well, one other question. So I didn't say earlier on, but right at the beginning of this webinar, Nick stuck his foot in it. Like, he didn't even get a chance to say hello. He mentioned your design service, and you were too polite to say, James, but the one thing you said to me before this webinar on our test was, I kind of regret saying about the design service last time because it takes so much time and we want to give them the best service possible. So we're spending a week talking to someone about a 1-bedroom flat. So I would just say to the members, we've got the lovely bunch on tonight, thankfully. Try to be reasonable because James is just going to bend over backwards for you, and then he's going to fall over. But that's the level of service they're putting into it. They're giving it absolutely everything, and by the end of it, they're thinking, "Sheesh, I'm not sure about that." So it's much more geared towards the bigger projects where you're sort of recreating the same specification again and again and again in different flats. Is that a fair comment, James?
Yeah, or if we're sort of, or if we're doing an interior design pack for you, leave it to Lisa. She's done it for 20+ years. She's qualified. Yeah, and I suppose what frustrates that department is when other people want to try and have an input on what she's putting in. It's almost like if you appoint an artist to draw a picture of you, you wouldn't sort of like pick up the pencil halfway through and have a go yourself. You really just need to let her come up with the scheme. No one's
James, but that's easy. You do the design, they like it or leave it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we need to go.
If you're giving a service like that and you're doing it for nothing, you can't keep going back 10 times.
Well, yeah, I suppose this is one of the problems we've encountered, and like Andy said, we are a polite bunch. We always like to say yes.
Well, you should have told me to shut up and say, Nick, that service is really. And if people want that kind of, you should have told me to shut up. But one of the other things is, James, you can't be doing everything for nothing. And I know you well enough to know that you will do that. And members need to be fair with you that if they are taking a day or hours of your time, then there has to be a fee to that, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah, they can't do everything for nothing.
This is why we're going to try and sort of focus on a little bit more the ready done packages, where if we have, say, 8 or 10 of those, and there's enough choice there with 10 different collections,
No, I totally agree.
You know what, that's going to work. Maybe someone can say, "Oh, I'm not quite sure of the lamp. Can you change that for another one?" Okay, we'll do that. But like you said, we've got to draw the line somewhere,
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
And I think that being said, the packages that you've got already, I mean, that the two that you've shown us, the palms and the marble edge, I think it was. If you're in a pinch, they look fantastic as it is. Just stick that in, and you're good to go. Otherwise, if you're left like me, like Nick, like thousands of other men in the country having to design something last minute, it's not going to look very nice, is it?
No, it's not going to. And we did a webinar on full design, and she charges, so they can always go and have a chat with her, and they'll do a design, and she'll do colour and everything for them. And she's really good, and she will charge for that service.
This is why we try to be off the shelf, so it's done at a price. And with that, okay, it's still not as cheap as buying the standard gear, obviously. It comes at a premium. But one thing I haven't mentioned yet was, I know we mentioned rental furniture earlier, but with lease finance now, you can put all of our products through lease finance, pay over 36 months, and that way you're not having to part with 5, 6, 7, 8K worth of working capital and pay it monthly out the profits over 3 years. And that's I'd say 40-50% of our customers are starting to do it that way as well.
So can you explain now leasing?
Well, the system works. You'd call us up for a quote. We'd email that back over to you. I can CC in one of our lease finance partners that we work with, and they will provide you We've obviously, you know, it doesn't cost anything for them to quote how much it would be. If you were happy with the monthly prices, they would then get you approved and underwritten by one of the lenders. And once the property is being furnished, you then say, yes, I'm happy with the delivery. They'd pay us, and then you'd pay them back monthly. At the end of the 3-year term, there is, and I'm no financial advisor nor claim to be, but I do believe that at the end of the term, you do pay a final month purchase payment, and then it becomes yours. And with that comes some sort of tax breaks and some tax allowances. So a lot of people are doing it that way now. Okay, yes, it costs more, but it preserves your cash flow. And if you're trying to do a strategy, you know, with, you know, as little money as possible, and to try and build your SA or your HMO business up quickly, you know, putting furniture in every property can't hold you back. But if you're doing it through lease finance, it can give you a bit of a boost in the right direction.
That's a great way of explaining it without breaking any rules. You did that perfectly, yeah, because you're not an advisor, so you can't be advising whether they should or not, or you just giving them the skeleton. And the best people to ring is their finance people, and they will explain it to you and they would advise you. But I know it's not much money. The final payment is peanuts. Yeah. So
it's a month's payment, basically. It'll probably work out. If you're in a 2-bed SA, it'll be about £200. So even if you've got to hand the property back after 3 years.
Don't give figures.
Huh? About.
Don't give figures.
They're about.
You've been good up to then. Do not give advice, James. You'll get yourself shot. Okay. But if they want advice, you've got people that will help them out on lease options, on leasing the furniture.
And they're very helpful as well, like we are.
Yeah.
So they'll explain everything to you guys.
Okay. I know you're going to get a few phone calls tomorrow, James, because a few people have already asked the question, and they'll help you and guide you.
Excellent. Well, tomorrow, and I don't mind this, I do have a work mobile. Can I give it out? Is it okay? If anyone wants to call me tomorrow?
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Where do we do this here? Yeah, chat. Let me go on here.
God, sit here and watch him type it out.
There, two fingers.
I wish I hadn't said that. Paul's sitting there laughing. The amount of time Paul's come up to the screen and started laughing.
Oh, that's how you see the chat. Right, okay. I'll have to do some more of these, Nick. I'm
No.
We do a bloody Zoom meeting every month with you, James.
I recognise some names there. Hello, Eleanor. How are you doing?
I've got another question here, James.
David, yeah.
Earlier on, I think in one of your brochures, you can customize your furniture. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's something Create. How does that affect the lead times?
With the furniture, like I said, sofas being one example, and they can obviously we can get those turned around in a couple of weeks. If you're just doing I want the top one colour, I want the front that with that handle, you know, that's still done on 7 to 10 days.
So it doesn't really affect it.
The slowest thing is the sofas. Everything else other than that is quicker.
And that's because you're manufacturing it yourselves, right?
Exactly.
Ah, lovely.
And literally, if someone phones me tomorrow and says, I need 6-bed HMO in, I don't know, Harbour Oak, delivered Saturday, even if you haven't got it in stock, we'll make it tomorrow afternoon, bring it down to me Friday, and then out it goes. No problem.
Where is your manufacturing?
Bolton. So it's about 45-minute drive from our main distribution warehouse.
Okay, lovely. Well, I think I've come to the end of questions now. I'll do a once over. James, the number that I've got for you, is that your work number?
It is, yeah.
Okay, I'll put that in the chat as well then.
When you're going back into the office, James?
I've looked at the weather, and I think it starts raining again on Monday, so maybe then.
You wouldn't think he had COVID, but never mind.
I know, I'm only joking. Yeah, we're
I
probably
know
back
you
in on. Some of us are back in on Friday. Some of us are back in on Monday.
Okay. Good. And there's his mobile number there. So James, where's the business going over the next 6 months before we say goodnight to everybody?
Right. What's coming next is
AO?
we've got a new CRM system coming. So all of our quotes will have pictures, measurements, individual prices of all the line items. At the moment, it's all grouped together, so it's not very candid, but it now will be. And what else we want to be doing towards the end of the year is we want to be starting to introduce a gloss range of bedroom furniture. So obviously the existing ones, although you've got different colours and different handles, it's still the same frame. So we want to try and make the frames look different and give them a different sort of look that way. I think that's one thing we need to do, and that's going to keep us busy, to be honest. And I think that's really important. Try and put things on legs as well, just to make them look a little bit more boutique. So that's what we're going to be working on, sort of, latter part of the year, really.
So one of the things you rang me just before you came on air was about the AO situation, because we're with AO.
Ah, yes, I forgot to mention that. Okay, yes. When obviously historically, as a lot of the members will know, you've been able to order appliances and TVs, bits and pieces from Fusion, because we're helpful and we want to be a one-stop shop and totally leverage everything out to us. But with AO coming on as a member partner, I really must stress that you must go to them for the best deals. You'll save money, and you'll have a lot more choice, because if you phone us up, it'll be Hotpoint or a TV you've maybe never heard the brand of before, or have, but it's a low end one. Go to AO, you've got more choice, and you can ask them to deliver when we're delivering. Pay 20 quid, get the time delivery. I think there's a 11 to 2 slot, which is probably the best one, and I believe they install the appliance for £20 as well, and it'll still be cheaper than buying them from us. I'm just being honest, that's all.
No, absolutely, because of the LMPG connection now with AO.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's because of the connection of the volumes that we're doing now with AO that James is saying that we just can't compete with that price. So all they'll do is they'll push you back to LMPG and use AO that way. It works out a lot cheaper for everybody.
Yeah, you'll probably notice that we have took appliances off the website now as well. It's something that we did do because it was helpful, but I think for good grace for everyone and make sure everyone's getting the best price and service is to go direct to AO. Absolutely.
Yeah, good, James. Thanks for that. I think AO will be happy as well, because they won't know which banner to put it under. Okay, is there anything else? Anybody?
Let's think. Mentioned aftercare. Mentioned we deliver install nationwide. We cover right up to the top of Scotland, right down the bottom nevers of Cornwall. I think we've even got a quote in the system for the Isle of Wight as well, so we can do that. We'll just have to charge whatever the difference is for the ferry, and we'd have to do that job on a Friday night. So if you're an LMPG member in the Isle of Wight or Isle of Man, we can help you. We are going to be trying, and I keep looking at this every year, trying to make it work in Ireland. I may revisit that at some point this year. It's just so expensive getting a heavy van over there. That's the only problem. But who knows? Maybe in the future.
Yeah, and the amount of volume of business we're doing, and I mean, we're in excess of 1.7 million. So there's an awful lot of products going out to LMPG members. Okay, so I'm really pleased with that. So thank you for that. Okay.
I'd say, so half the business is LMPG members, and we recommend LMPG to people who aren't members, because we think it's fair that you tell people how to get the best price, and
absolutely, and I'm really happy with that. Thank you so much.
Guys,
No, and we're big supporters of you. We've been on board with us since virtually when we started, so it's really thank you for that. So if we can just say, just put a flag up or say hi, goodbye to James and thank him for the presentation tonight. And this is not his forte. We do take the mickey out of him, and he's a lovely guy. But it's not his forte. You can tell that when he was trying to get the slides up. But
It's not exactly polished.
no, but that's why we love you, James. We love you for that. And you think I'm polished? Jesus, no, we're not. But honestly, James, thank you so much for coming on tonight. It was a real
Pleasure.
pleasure to have you on board, and thank you for sharing us all the new product range, etc., etc. Okay.
Thanks to everyone else for spending their evening listening to me talking shop, and hopefully it was helpful. And
No, it really was. It really gives an insight to Fusion Furniture and the way forward and how you can look after members. So
Brilliant.
thank you very much for that.
Likewise, pleasure as always.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for that, James. Right, going forward for next Wednesday, we're going to try something a little bit different. We normally have manufacturers on, and we've had a few spot speakers on about the business, etc. But Anthony came to me last week, so I'm blaming Anthony for this one. Yeah, and I thought that's a really good idea. One of the things that everybody's talking about is Clubhouse any good for landlords? Is that what we talked about, Anthony?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the question.
So we've reached out to a few people that we know that use Clubhouse an awful lot, and I don't know if it's any good. I did a presentation, a talk yesterday on Clubhouse for the second time, and I enjoyed it more than I did the first time. I just find it really awkward talking to a phone. So we're going to get two people on here next week talking about Clubhouse, about is it good for landlords? And I think really that's all I need to say. I don't know if it is or isn't, but we learn together. So Paul, jump in on this one because you didn't know about this. Clubhouse is, did you just say, no, you're not coming on here? Get your ass up here. Yeah. Clubhouse, someone just said, what is Clubhouse? It is another social media platform. It's there's talks and you go in and you go landlords or you open. I'm not an expert, please. I'm not an expert.
It's invite only. I believe it's still only available on the App Store. It might be available on the other one as well, Android now. It's entirely voice based, and we've been invited onto it a couple of times. We've been told, look, there's loads of people on there that don't know about an MPG, so come on and have a chat, and Nick will go on and do that. So we're brand new to it, really. We've done it a couple of times. I've got about 20 followers. I think Nick's probably got about double or triple that. But from what we hear from the chats that we've been in and the people that invite us in, there's a huge amount of property talk on there. We've seen a little bit of it, but we want to find out more for ourselves and see, look, is this valuable for landlords? Is this valuable for LMPG members? And yeah, that's our final lock-in of this season next week. So we wanted to do something a little bit different, get something a little bit different on, and find out exactly what's going on with Clubhouse.
Because I don't know hardly anything about it. It might be a good way to end. We always try and do something a bit different. And then I'm on holiday until the 22nd of August.
So if it goes wrong,
It can't get hold of me. I'm going away. Yeah. Now, the last time I went to Scotland, I'll make sure I've got no service. But no, that's what we're going to do next week. And I hope everybody enjoyed tonight. James is such a lovely guy. He really is such a good guy. And I've got a lot of time for that guy. He's always been honest and straightforward, and he bends over backwards for our members. But no, and all I've got to say is good night. I hope you're enjoying the weather. And I'll see everybody next Wednesday. Paul, have you got anything to say before you want to go?
No, excellent. Thanks for tonight.
All right. Cheers,
Thanks,
everybody.
James.
Bye, everyone.
Good night,
Thanks for having
everybody.
me.
Bye.
Bye.